dictatorship. Mubarak was in there for 30 years. Saudi Arabia, dictatorship, where the average wage is $13,000 a year, roughly 9,000 pounds, and the wealth of a handful of people at the top. They supported that dictatorship. Bahrain dictatorship. Kuwait, the first Gulf War was fought to free Kuwait, and what it did, it freed the Sultan of Kuwait to go back and sit back on his gold toilet seat, because that's what he had. And it was only last year that the Sultan of Kuwait was shooting down demonstrators who were fighting for democracy in Kuwait. So I learned that, what imperialism's about. You learn these lessons, and you learn they don't really care. They don't worry about whether you live or whether you die. They're interested in profits for their companies, the oil companies, the multinational companies, and the banks. We were told the first Gulf War, we were fighting for democracy, to support the toppling of Saddam Hussein, to make the world free. And when the soldiers came back, they found out the bankers had looted the banks and robbed the people. It was made free for the rich and the wealthy. Okay, they've had a setback today, or yesterday, and it is a setback. It is a setback. They weren't expecting it. And I know the BBC is outraged. You watch the BBC News, they're so outraged about this. How could this happen? How could the rich and the powerful, our government, be defeated by ordinary people? Because at the end of it, it wasn't the MPs. It was the tradition from Vietnam. It was the tradition when 2 million people marched down in London. It's tradition where young people are here today who want a better life than the one they're being offered. Now I say this, as far as some of our demands. One, we end all the arms sales to the Middle East. People may not know this, but the Middle East doesn't produce a single arm or a single bullet. They have to buy it. Who do they buy it from? The U.S. and Britain. They're the biggest arms suppliers in the entire world. I know America, they love arms. 600,000 handguns pointed at each other, you know. That's where the arms come from. And they send it there to keep the people down. That's what they do. The biggest arms deal in history has just been done with Saudi Arabia. The Saudi regime sent tanks in to crush the democracy movement. So the hypocrisy of these people is amazing. Also, withdraw all political, economic, and military support from all dictatorships and repressive regimes in the Middle East, including America's military camp called Israel. Don't give them any economic, political support. Also, we have to be loud, we have to be clear, that there can be freedom for nobody in this world, unless there's good freedom for Palestine and the Palestinian struggle. And we will never stop as an anti-war movement, as a peace movement, until we can march hand in hand with the people of Palestine back to Palestine. We've got to be on guard, though. They're going to try to wiggle out of it because these people are dishonest. They sell horrible weapons to dictators. They're capable of doing anything. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. We've helped stop a bit of the war on the Middle East, but it's a war taking place on the people in this country. We want jobs. We don't want bombs. We want real homes for our people, not bedroom tax. We want a future. We don't want 0-hour contracts. We want decent wages and conditions. And it's Cameron who's launching the war on the people in this country. So we got the Tories on the run. There's no mistake about it. Every demonstration that we have, whether it's the bedroom tax, the cuts, any demonstration or meeting that we have, we've got to be talking about kicking out the Tories. We've got them on the run. Kick them out, kick them out, kick them out. And it's September the 29th, at the GMEX Center. We want everybody here, along with hundreds of thousands of others, right? We want to surround the Tories and we want a big loud message. We hate you, we hate your wars, we will not stop fight till we kick you out, and we will keep on kicking to whoever tries to do the same thing. Build the movement, keep going, and let's stop these wars once and for all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for coming. Make sure that you sign up to stay in touch with the Stop the War Coalition. Give generously to Syrian Relief and to the Stop the War Coalition before you go tonight. We don't know when we might be called out again at a moment's notice, so we need to stay in touch, we need to stay organised. If we don't see you before, we'll see you on the 29th of September, where we give a massive roar from Manchester to the Tories that they're not welcome in our city. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you.
And when we march on the 29th of September, we'll have an additional chant and slogan. It's very simple, because when they say warfare, we say welfare. When they say warfare, we say welfare. They say warfare, we say welfare. When they say warfare, we say welfare. When they say warfare, we say welfare. When they say warfare, we say welfare. See you on the 29th.